morning. It's time for another devoured dad thought. How will your kids remember you? How will your kids speak about you when you're gone or even when you're here? Will they remember you as being the wise parent? Will they remember you as being the mad, stressed out, yelling parent? Will they remember you as being the funny, silly parent? How will they remember you? How will other people remember and talk about you? What impression are you leaving? I mean, what real impression? Not this face that you put on for the work world, or whatever the case may be. New relatives, new people in general. Not that. The real, honest you. The honest you when you're enjoying life, when you're just being silly, or when shit doesn't go your way. How will your kids speak of you? Will the loving, funny, wise stuff outweigh the stressed out, mad at the world, worrywart bullshit? Or will they remember you that way? I talked about this before. Don't put your shit on your kids. Don't let them become turning the corner, watching traffic, watching the crazy crackhead on the right-hand corner. I don't know if he's boxing the air, dancing, or waving hello, but he's doing one of them. Either way, he was too close to the corner. So what will your kids remember? Can you control your stress and anger? Because they pick up on all that shit and they will repeat the cycle. People around you, close friends, will absorb some of your shit. It's a weird deal, but they will. When people are constantly just anxious or worrying or have a different negative ailment or energy every day, it affects the people that love them, the people that are around them. I'm fortunate. I've always been fortunate to have family and friends that like to do things. Because there's enough stress in the world. And I think I don't know if I've talked about it before, but I got in with a group at one point that, outside of regular sports, I went into a whole nother sports realm with another group of friends that was just a positive result. These guys and girls all had a common goal, and that was just be healthy. They wanted to go compete. We did obstacle course races, Spartan races. One friend in particular got me running. I'd never done a 5K before. A few years later, we're doing 16 miles in Tahoe, obstacle course race. A lot of that's hiking, but there's still a lot of running going on. I went from barely being able to jog 3 miles to let's go do a Spartan race. And these people, like-minded is part of it, but just a portion, because we all had different lives, different things going on every day. We all enjoyed that section of our life. We all enjoyed being away from town, being away from worries, and just enjoying us against the mountainside, basically. Obstacles, the whole bit. The gym was another key factor in that, and I think it helped keep my mental state just so much more stress-free. I've adopted this mindset that I lose sight of once in a while. I do lose sight of it once in a while, but it's true that it all works out. Everything works out. And, the whole cliche, if it's meant to be, it'll be. And everything works out in the end. It does. And sometimes I lose sight of that, but I try and pull it back in. And, my wife and I, when we bought our house, we weren't sure we were making the right decision, if it was the right house. We weren't sure. Well, we were pretty sure it was the right house. There was something about it that drew us both back in. But were we going to be able to get this house? And in the end, we just kind of said, you know what? We put in our offer, and if it's meant to be, it'll be. And, well, it was. And that's kind of where we left it, though. We didn't, try and kill ourselves making it happen or breaking the bank. We set forward with a goal, and if it was going to happen, it was going to happen. But just adopting that feeling more than anything, and that kind of a lifestyle, but more of a feeling, relieved a lot of the stressed out, angry at the world type stuff. I fall into that real quick and easy, and I'm sure that my kids are going to look back and see me as Hateful Chris. Hateful Chris, I'm not exactly sure how my buddy found it, but it is a comic strip of some sort. I think it was a video game of some sort. I'm not real sure. But the picture is a bald little guy smashing stuff with a hammer or an axe, or, just hateful. Just angry. And that was me. That is me for a lot of years. That was me on a daily basis. That's me now when work creeps in, or, something mainly with a dog or overwhelming house stuff. I fight it off, and I don't want to be remembered that way. I don't want my grandbabies to think of me as Hateful Chris. I don't want that. And so I do my best to leave an impression to where my kids and my grandkids will remember me and talk about me as being loving and wise and all-knowing. It's not true at all. I just want them to think that I was a little more caring, a little more happy. That's the goal, is to leave that impression behind and hopefully instill some good shit in them as I go. A little mentoring action. The Hateful Chris side, man, it's going to be there. My kids are going to remember it, but I don't want that to be the main focus. I don't want that to be the overall takeaway, I guess. There's no getting out of this sun. It is directly in my face, and I'm trying real hard, but it's not working. I don't know what else to say here about that. Just be mindful. Every time you snap and react, or you walk around just angry, it eats at you. Usually it's just you that ends up angry. The people that are pissing you off or the situation, they don't care. I've got a coworker that drives me batshit crazy, and I think that I could let him know everything he's doing wrong and how he's driving me batshit crazy, and he would go right back to repeating it within a week. He would change for a week, and then he goes right back to it. Ultimately, I don't think he gives a shit about anything but himself. And why does that bother me? It shouldn't. I know how he is. He doesn't affect me. I can work around him, and I shouldn't care about him, but it does bother me. To the point where I've recently started thinking about it, how angry I am at work a lot of days because of the interactions, because of the lack of caring on one coworker's side of it. That really, really affects me, and I'm letting it. That's my fault. Not his fault. He's not changing who he is. And I don't want my coworkers to remember me that way when I retire, or whatever the case is. I don't want them to speak about me to other people that way. A while back I had coworkers that came back from certain meetings and stuff that are in positions quite a bit higher than mine, but had talked to other people in the industry that had nothing but good things to say about me. I can't say that would be the same today, and I need to change that. I mean, that wasn't that long ago that people were saying great things about me in the work world. So I need to stay focused and keep that change going, not be angry. And that's just work. That's not home. And I sometimes, every day I take work home with me because I'm the night and weekend supervisor. So if there's an issue, the phone rings. But sometimes I take the bad home with me. I don't want my wife to deal with that. I don't want to take out my anger on the house, or just, whatever the case may be. I don't want to stomp around with my head down or weighing on things. I want to be motivated. I want to be happier. And that's all me. That is 100% me, and that's what I want the takeaway to be from this, is what you want out of life is what you're going to take out of life. It's not going to be given. You have to take it. You want happiness? Find it, take it. If you're angry, that's you. You're angry. No one else is. Just you. So, yeah, make life and leave the lasting impression. Set the standard. Set the standard for your kids, your family, your friends. If you've got that group of family that says, hey, let's get together for Sunday dinner, and you laugh and it makes you feel good, great. I mean, that's my favorite TV show. They get together every Sunday, but this is real life, and that's hard to do. You've got gym friends that build you up or inspire you to do stuff, and it makes you feel good and a better person when you get home. Do it. Dedicate that time. Like I was saying before, I got a couple really good friends that drag my ass out of the house when I need it. We go on hikes, go for a run. The gym is a great place for, with that group. That group, it's really hard for me to get there right now. It's where it is. It's just almost impossible now that I've moved and taken on a different job. But when I'm there, I feel motivated and I'm in a better mood. The people around me do that. And they're not saying, hey, come on, you got to go do this. That's not the case. They're just happy to be there. 45 minutes, 15 minutes cool down. Get the hell out. It's a great time. The weekend stuff, that's a little bit more. That's a couple hours, but usually leave early enough that you're back before the rest of the family's starting their day. So find your sweet spot. Show your kids the happy side, the loving side, the wisdom. Leave that anger shit behind. Give people something to talk about that's positive. That's all. Hug your kids.